have a new quest item. Prepare it for use by placing it in an appropriate slot in our inventory panel, then selecting it from the quick access menu. Okay, that we can do. Oh, it's right here. So I'm not gonna lie. I may or may not have completely missed the whole part where she was like, hold it, or more specifically, grasp it. May have been a little preoccupied with SpongeBob quotes. So, find the source of the magical disturbance using the... We gotta find a nickname for this thing, right? One day. Not sure just yet what I want to call it, but... the Potestaquisitor is not gonna do. I mean... It might be the Procrastinator. Sure that everyone is gonna love us walking around with this thing, right? Just walk up and zap someone. I mean, I do kind of want to talk to Lambert. Let's see if we can play him at Gwent now, before we get all hung up on whatever this stuff is. It is directing us over here. Lord Lambert. Lambert? Got some explaining to do, buddy. I bet is it gonna go crazy at Uma? I bet that's gonna be what happens. Oh, can we play with Gwent? Oh. What do we do? We have a signal. It's active, is it not? That just puts it away? Like what do we do when it's active?
Oh, got a signal.
I missed that part. That's probably the part that I was talking over. Help Yennefer fix the megascope. See, so Geralt knew Uma currently resided at Crow's Perch. We know that. Stuff about Emperor. During this audience, still, it's all old news. Oh, disturbance. Okay, here we go. Vesemir told Geralt Yennefer had set up her trusty megascope. Yennefer was planning to use her megascope. That meant conversation with other sorceresses. Yeah, we've already read this. Nothing new thrown up there. Okay, so that doesn't really help us either. So I'm going to ignore it for now and see if we can chat with Lambert.
Can we talk?
What about?
Preferably Gwent. Yes. Okay, good. Let's small talk first, though. You haven't changed a bit.
You haven't changed a lick.
That's not what it said.
I hear?
No. Surprise, maybe. Most grow gentler with age. Seems you're growing pricklier.
Mom always said I was different.
Had some other adjectives in mind.
That's sweet.
Different'll do.
Oh, okay. That's one way to put it, Geralt.
Nice to be together again, wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm. Just missing Ciri.
Thanks for reminding me.
That hard.
I had to change the subject. Heard a sentimental sob making its way up from your gut. Any idea why she's returned?
Shortest version, she's running from the wild hunt.
Damn.
You didn't know that?
Going gets tough and you need help, you can count on me.
Alright, that's what we want to hear, though. Okay, and we very much do want to play you at Gwent, because you are perhaps the last of the major people that we're looking to play. Well, I don't know about that, but...
Ever play Gwent?
It is a quest-related Gwent
Even
match.
tried to teach Vesemir, but turned out he's just mule-headed. Why do you ask? Up for a quick hand?
I'd say so.
Am I? Have you crying like a baby by the time I'm through with you?
Oh, man. Yeah, we gotta annihilate him now, right? Can't diss him like that and then lose. That would ruin our Witcher cred. So I think we do go with Northern Realms here, because I still think that it is probably our best deck. It is our deck that is most capable of racking up points, but it is perhaps our highest risk, highest reward deck, because it is possibly the easiest for our opponent to counter. So I think we take it, and then we hope that he doesn't have a way of stopping us, because otherwise we're obviously going to be in trouble. But here goes nothing. You are Scoia'tael. Okay, and they will go first, which I think is fine, because in many ways this is actually a disadvantage for them. So 2 decoys, a Scorch, a Spy, a lot of non-units, or at least units that we don't play on our side, to lead off with. It's a little bit concerning. But as for the siege cards, that's where we can really rack up the points because our leader ability will double the siege row. Then we have several heroes, including our two best ones, Geralt and Ciri. So that's good stuff. I'm a little concerned about decoys. Can be great. However, they are best when it comes to stealing opponent spies, and chances of Lambert having 2 spies to steal, I don't know what the probability of that is. I think that generally it's Northern Realms and Nilfgaard that have the most spies, whereas monsters have none, or at least outside of the hero that you can't steal. Scoia'tael, I'm not sure if they have any either, to tell you the truth. So I think we actually do want to get rid of a decoy, and the catapult is our best siege unit. If we can get 2 of them, that's even better, because they get doubled in that case. But that does get tricky in terms of who we'd want to swap out for that. We don't really want to get rid of any of our other siege units, because those are pretty limited at the moment. So maybe we just hope that Taller, when we play him, since he's a spy, will draw us into 2 other very helpful cards, namely the other catapult. Maybe we take that risk and just hedge our bets that we'll still have use for at least 1 decoy. Let's try this. Okay, so you go first. I think you're going to have lots of medics. That is usually what we find when it comes to Scoia'tael. Actually, I don't think we've ever seen this specific Mahakam defender. Let's, I do usually like to lead off with a spy, so that way we know as early as possible what cards we're going to have to work with. We could make the counter argument that that makes it easiest for our opponent to swipe it, but I think for the most part, if Lambert wants to take the spy, he's going to take it. Let's go for it. We also don't really want to play units when we have a Scorch in our hand. Okay, we did get at least 1 more of the... Yeah, and he does exactly that. Takes what is potentially our best card. Well, we can swipe it back if you do proceed to play it, which you very well could. Got another siege unit, which is good to play into our leader ability, and then a melee nerf, which is, at least as things currently stand, looking like that could be relevant. But I think we probably play a hero here next. I want you to either play more units or play taller so we can steal them. Once you play more units, we can potentially Scorch. We will play taller, so we will proceed to steal them back. And this might turn into passing taller back and forth as we both gain additional cards from playing him. But we'll see. They're going to pass. Okay, that was really silly. So they passed, even though we were in the lead and we're on an even number of cards, and we draw a card when we win as Northern Realms. This is an opportunity to sneak in another taller for free. I think we do. Give you extra strength, doesn't matter, because we already have enough power. Ooh. Stennis is another spy, which would put you up to 11 strength. Which means that suddenly, yes, you would be above us, but we would still draw 2 cards. So what? We play him, draw 2 cards, that gets us up to... What? We lose a card, but we draw 2, so we get up to 12 cards, then we play another card, which gets us up to, again, 11. So on net, we're actually exactly where we left off. So I don't really think we want to do that here. I think we save Stennis for the time being. So I think we pass and take the round 1 victory, draw our card from that, and we take card advantage and a round 1 victory, which is pretty huge. Drew into another spy. Okay, so I think what we do here is now in round 2, we perhaps even play both our spies. We're willing to take the loss because we know that we can just win round 3 and we've got it, and we'll have a huge card advantage for that. I think that's the way we want to go here. Let's go with Stennis first, and then we might even follow up with a Scorch, depending on what happens here. Man, we are doing really well on the cards. You're doubling Stennis. Sure. We'll let you double Siggy as well here. And just load up on our cards. We don't care how many points you throw out here. We're just looking to maximize the number of our card advantage going into round 3. So we could even play the Mysterious Spy. But I think He's not as significant to play now because with 0 strength, it doesn't matter if we're playing you in a round we're trying to win or if we're playing you in a round we're trying to lose, because giving our opponent 0 strength doesn't do anything, whereas giving our opponent 4 and 5, or in this case, doubled up to 8 and 10 strength, that does start to become significant. So let's pass here, I think. And presumably they'll pass as well, and we will be 6-card advantage going into round 3, which is pretty absurd. My one reason to hesitate a little bit is because now we do have some medics, which means that if our opponent were to play some spies, then they would go into our graveyard at the end of this round, and we could bring them back with a medic, which would give us even more card advantage. So that is kind of tempting, but they would need to swipe these and then replay them, which they may proceed to do now. We don't know if they will, but it's fairly unlikely, I'd say. We'll see. Now they're just going to take the win here. That's fine. Okay. So they'll go first as well. And they will medic into probably playing one of those spies. That they do. Problem is, this time, we cannot use anything to get you back and replay you. We need you in our graveyard, actually. Tell you what. We could deliberately scorch ourselves to put Siggy in our graveyard in order to replay him with our medic. Because right now, our medic doesn't have anything to revive. All we have is a decoy, which you can't revive, and we have a hero, which you also can't revive. We might want to wait one turn and see if you have any other medics, because I think that's pretty common with Scoia'tael, so there's a pretty reasonable chance that you will also try to bring back Taller or Stennet. You have tons of options here for spies, and when you only have a hero on your side, that means that, yes, this would be the Scorch target, so we can deliberately put those guys back in our graveyard, which does benefit us. We could perhaps, in the meantime, play our Mysterious Spy, get some cards this way, and he's a hero, so you can't really mess with him. And we draw into another hero and another 6-strength siege unit. Okay, you'll go with the melee nerf, which is actually a little bit unfortunate, because at least long-term, it might make it more difficult to pull off our ridiculous plan to deliberately destroy our own units. But if we were to do this right now, it would work. We would get Siggy in our graveyard, and then we would, next turn, or whenever we feel like it, play one of our medics and replay him. The question is, do we get greedy? And see if you'll try to revive and play more of the spies, then we try to destroy more of the spies, and... it's tempting. I think what we do is we play heroes here, because they're unaffected by both the weather effect, and they're also unaffected by... no! Okay, well, I mean, that's a hero. So unaffected by both the weather effect and the Scorch, and the revives, so as long as it just stays everything heroes here, it'll be good to go, but I want you to play another medic. Okay, I'll keep on playing heroes. I want you to play another medic, and use that medic to bring back a spy, so we can scorch 2 spies, and then use both of our medics to replay spies, but at this point, making me a little nervous with how many other cards are playing. Yes, it doesn't matter that they're heroes, but just making me second-guess myself here and think that, well, maybe we stop getting greedy and just settle for deliberately destroying Siggy and replaying him with one medic and not trying to do that twice. So, sure, let's do it. The rare, deliberate, self-unit destroy. And then I'm sure you're gonna turn around and immediately play medic as soon as I do that. You did not. So, well, you would have been tied for Siggy with the highest strength of non-heroes, so we would have destroyed you as well, and that would have been somewhat beneficial, but of course we had no way of knowing which cards you're gonna play next. If you had, say, played anything non-hero-wise in either the range or siege row, then you would have completely ruined our plan, so that's why I needed to, at least felt like I needed to rush a bit on that. So, next, let's go Yennefer, who is a medic, and she will replay Siggy. will get nerfed in the melee row, and will give us 2 more cards. And with those 2 cards, we got, what, a Siege Expert, and I did not catch who else. Because you're loaded up in the melee row, which is strange, because you were the one who nerfed the melee row, not us. So you nerfed yourself. Oh, we drew into Roach as well. Another 10 strength here, that's certainly quite alright. And we have an 8 card advantage. 8. Yeah, so this card would have... This is the first card that they just played that would have destroyed what our plan was. So they did not end up playing any additional medics, so at least as of right now, it looks like we did do a reasonable job timing it. This means that, as of right now, our second medic doesn't really have anything to do. So let's throw down the Siege Experts, because if you have a Scorch, they will not get destroyed. I mean, I suppose we could play a high unit, and if they do get destroyed, then it doesn't really matter, because we can bring them back with medic. You did not play anything, which is crazy, because we have 11 more cards. So, okay, the world is our oyster right about now. Let's just take a second to throw you down, throw you down, throw you down. We did, in fact, draw into our second catapult at some point with all of our spies, so those will get doubled. And Lambert is going to get absolutely annihilated here. Just you wait. It's going to get a lot higher from here, because our leader ability is going to double that siege row. So that is going to get much bigger than it currently is. And we also have this medic, which, like I said, is not going to have anything to bring back from our graveyard. However, it is another 5 strength unit to throw in our siege row. And then if we do this, to double our siege row, we will get up to 225 to 36. We'll throw in the Biting Frost for good measure. And how about that? Take that, Lambert.
You win. Oh, can't believe I gotta give up my unique card. Better your hands than someone else's, I guess.
I mean, after that, I would make the argument that we deserve your unique card, for sure. What is it? It's Triss. She's a 7 strength hero, I remember, because we've seen many people use her before, which is actually pretty bad for heroes. Most of them are at least 10 strength, but it is still probably just barely good enough to include in just about any deck. So it's solid. It's not amazing, but I think we'll take it. I mean, I suppose we can open it up just to confirm, but I'm pretty confident about that. There she is, 7 strength. She's a hero, so that means she's not affected by any special abilities, so whether those be negative or positive, you can't scorch her to outright get rid of her, can't nerf her with any of the weather effects, but you also can't double her or boost her at all with Commander's Horns or heroes that boost everyone else in a row by 1 or anything like that. So some upsides and some downsides to that. Ultimately, she's basically just a pure 7 strength card, which, like I said, is certainly worse than definitely Geralt and Ciri, because they're 15s, but also your more standard 10 strength heroes like Roach, Gundatalis, Esterad, and whatnot. This is a little strange, given how Triss is a pretty prominent hero, and Esterad I don't think we've ever met, and Natalis we've met or we've heard about in passing, and he's like basically the leader of Temeria now, but Temeria is a complete mess right now, so are you really more deserving of 10 strength than Triss? I'd argue maybe not, but that's a different point. Let's get this thing back out, and by this thing back out, I mean not that, I mean this.
Signal's growing stronger.
Ah, okay. So Geralt was saying there was a signal before, but I thought that meant like we were supposed to press a button to activate something. But I think it's just, you know, basically like a hot potato type of situation. Like you're getting hotter, getting colder. And I suspect that it's going to be red hot when we reach Uma. I think we head over here.
Now.
Yeah. Gotta be, right?
To walk around with that chirping stick after all.
Yep. Do we chat in that case? Or not?
Can we talk?
Might have just been supposed to stand here. I think we were just supposed to stand here and let our procrastinator go crazy.
So long. Getting warmer. Warmer. Hot.
Exactly. So we just chilled here, basically. Or
this.
do I actually go somewhere else?
No
Mounted witchering just never took off.
Hmm? I mean, I can try going elsewhere here, but I mean, there's like outside the circle. I didn't even realize this was a place, though. Hold on. I am intrigued now. I did not realize this was a place. Or is this the same kind of stairs we were looking at before? No, surely not, because we would have looted this. It was. So this little area is new to us in that case. I know this is outside the circle, but let's just take a quick look around. See what we might have been missing. Because I am intrigued. Can we go through this? We cannot. Presumably is another doorway up here as well. Can we go through that? Slash, where does it lead? There's more loot. I think we were here at the very beginning in our dream with Vesemir, perhaps? Like, the very, very beginning. I think I remember.
Lost the signal. Nothing here.
Yeah, I mean, I hope we don't, like,
Oh,
fail
got a signal.
quest because of that. So maybe don't want to go too far away, just in case. That this is the main quest, so this is pretty important not to screw this up. But, just, you know, saw a place that it seemed like we hadn't been before.
Signal's growing stronger.
But yeah, I mean, we were, like, as far away as you could possibly reasonably be. So... But we can hear Uma from here? I suppose we're actually not that far away. But we can go up higher? I thought that was going to be the top floor.
Shit. Lost the signal. Nothing here.
Oh, this is where... Okay. This is the room where we actually started the game, for sure. In Geralt's dream, yes, but... It's a little bit higher up. Okay. This time we're here in actuality, though. So this is the famous bathtub. One bathtub to rule them all. And in the darkness...
Oh, got a signal.
Find them. I mean, yes, we did get a signal, but at the same time, we have other priorities. Namely, see if there's anything here. But it doesn't look like it. Hold on.
Shit. Lost the
No,
signal.
okay.
Nothing here.
Let's head back down in that case. And we will
Got a
actually
signal.
head back
Signal's
into the
growing
circle.
Stronger.
I think this is the right floor here. Was it lower still? Actually, it might even be this low. If not,
Can't
then
be far now.
it's over here. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so it's strange.
Getting
As it
warmer.
goes crazy loud when we're next to Uma.
Hot. There you are.
Wait, hold on. There you are?
Warmer.
Said there you are.
There you are.
Okay, so we just chill here? Like what do we do now? What do we do now? Find the source of magical disturbance, so we examine this. Okay. This box, actually.
Disturbance is coming from there.
What the heck is in that box?
What's in these crates?
Dimeridium bombs. Lambert made them.
No wonder the megascope doesn't work. All right, gotta get him out of here.
I can do that. Rather you not make a mess of my shelves. Just keep an eye on Uma.
Yes, Uncle Vesemir.
Also, should we tell Yennefer
How
that we
goes it?
have those
Vesemir's
Dimeridium
not
stuff
working you too
on us
hard,
as
I
well?
hope. Thought so.
That Vesemir. He can be a bit of a stickler.
All done. You can go. Now, let's check your conditioned reflexes.
What?
Nothing here.
Trying to turn him into a warrior? Uma? I mean, for all we know, after, I think we can put that away now. No more procrastinator. For all we know, after Uma does get returned to their usual form, maybe they are, in fact, a warrior. If they're Ciri, then, yeah, that is pretty safe to say. I think now we let Yennefer know, yeah, that we have removed the source of the disturbance. And she is up this way. But yeah, you know, we technically have a source of disturbance on our person right now. So, you know, we just won't mention that part. Hope it doesn't become an issue. I think we should save before we actually chat with her here. Just in case. Because I'm getting that feeling like stuff is about to go down.
Thank you. Seems to be working now. What was it?
Dimeridium bombs. Lambert left them by the beds.
I suppose he had no idea they could interfere with my megascope?
I don't know. Well, I mean, it's crude, but it is also probably true. I also generally get the sense that Lambert doesn't care much about what other people are up to.
You know, Lambert's not exactly an expert on megascopes, so...
Please. Lambert is mean, not stupid.
You may be
Enough.
right.
Ready for this conversation?
Sure you want me here? Members of the Lodge don't let just anyone in on their secrets, or so I've heard.
Consider it a token of our trust. Now let's begin. And Garrett, behave.
Not sure I trust the Lodge.
Didn't you just say you trust me?
Stop twisting my words.
I mean, you did basically say that.
Gwynblade.
Oh, you're here already. Hello. Apparently we can speak Eldit. We can either speak Elvish or we can just say, hey, what's up? Maybe we try to be cool. I mean, I totally imagine Geralt trying to do this and just absolutely butchering it, but let's give it a shot.
Kedmil and Severn.
Why have you summoned me?
We've come up against a curse. One we must lift. It was uttered in a dialect of Elder speech unfamiliar to me.
I see. The words of the curse?
Vafel Elen, Kedmil Foli, Gledev Don Eptenid, Bondro Isme.
She is not pleased. It does appear as though she knows and recognizes those words, like, what have you said? What kind of ill fate have you wished upon us all?
Recognize the dialect?
Lathan Undod.
Meaning?
The so-called One speech, a forgotten language dating from before the migration.
The migration?
Later, Geralt.
Oh, okay. Sorry. So, about those words,
Take it
though.
you've heard the words before.
Yes, in legends. Of the kind that do not end happily.
Can you help
Lovely.
us with the curse?
To a degree, Agnes de Glanville's incantation, combined with Elder's triangle, inverted, of course.
Oh, of course, right.
They are your only possible recourse. But I cannot guarantee that even they will suffice.
Thank you, Ensevern. Vafel.
That does not conclude our conversation.
Oh. Uh-oh. There's a stipulation, I see. Guessing something in return is what you're looking for here? What's the problem? Let's maybe keep it more general. What's the problem here?
What is it?
The time of the white frost and white light is nigh.
Excuse
And
me?
the world will perish amidst ice. I know Ithleen's prophecy.
I don't doubt you know it, but do you understand it? The Elder Blood can initiate the final age, the time of the end, or stop it. Remember this, Gwynblade, for you will be the one to determine if the seed bursts into flames.
Oh. Okay. You know, fate of the universe is resting in your hands and whatnot. So, about that migration.
What was that about? The migration?
Good gods. Did they teach you no history here?
No. Vesemir figured sword work would be more useful on the path. Gonna answer me?
Naturally. One's never too old to learn. The Ensei and the NN elves were once one folk, the En Undod. Then came a cataclysm. No one knows its nature. The En Undod were forced to leave their world. They split along the way.
So if Uma's curse was uttered in this Lathan Undod,
Then it's old. Very, very old.
That sounds problematic. Like it's probably more difficult to dispel it, and also perhaps more powerful.
any idea what she was talking about?
Ciri, of course.
Wish everyone
Yeah.
would just leave her the hell alone.
Wouldn't count on it.
clearly she was saying Siri is basically going to decide whether the end of times comes or is stopped, and we are going to be the ones to push Siri in either one of those directions. So,
All in all, interesting
What's up?
conversation.
what next?
Now?
All is ready. We should gather the others and begin.
Alright.
Listen, everyone. All is in place. We may begin. Lambert, prepare the apparatuses. Esco, go.
Last I heard, my dear, I give the orders around here, not you.
Ooh.
I believe we made an agreement to seek to cure Uma my way.
I said we would help you, that's it. I don't know what you want to do with them, you haven't deigned to inform us, but it's not safe, is it?
Probably not. That's probably why she's telling us,
Just as I
or
thought.
not telling us anything.
Which is why I think we should first try another, less invasive method.
Okay, I mean, the clock may be ticking here, because, you know, we may or may not have a entire horde of, monsters slash whatever the heck they are, wild hunts, chasing us down. So, just humor us. What is that other method?
What's this method?
Derives from folk traditions. I've used it many times. In 1211, to lift the curse
Alright, you don't
of
need to give us all the
Swan of
examples.
Povis, for instance. I'll take Uma into the mountains.
What then? Will you howl at the moon together?
Bit of respect. You're not talking to Geralt.
Hey!
No, we will not howl at the moon. I'll lay him down on a gravestone. Come midnight, I'll give him tea made of hemlock harvested from... But I don't see that I need to explain this to you.
In my opinion,
I know your opinion, but I'm not asking anyone's permission. I'm saying what will happen. I'll be back at dawn with Uma or whoever hides inside him.
Okay, well, it didn't really give you my approval of that, and more so just wanted to hear what your plan was. Just kind of hoping, you know, we'd still get the chance to weigh in on it after you told us. You know, again, the whole communication thing. Tell us what you're planning, and then we can all collectively make an informed decision. None of this, I have my own secret plan, but I'm not going to tell you what the answer to that is until you commit 100% to what I want to do. Silliness. Vesemir's a grumpy old
Vesemir's
man.
gotten a bit grumpy in his old age.
That was nothing. Should have been here last winter when Lambert tried to convince him we ought to abandon Kaer Morhen for good.
Oh.
What good's this old ruin anyway? Moldy walls, leaky roof, and it's one big fucking ice cube in the winter.
Vesemir didn't say a word. Stood, grabbed his sword, and slammed the door on his way out. Didn't come back for a month.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, he was actually looking for a new place to replace Kaer Morhen. He was actually all for the idea. He just never thought of it before and was so astounded by the prospect of it when Lambert proposed it that he was amazed that he hadn't thought of it previously. So he decided, you know what? No time like the present. Let me go out and try to find a new place.
So, got the evening off. What do we do with it?
Vesemir mentioned some roof beams in the tower need replacing. Maybe we could see to that.
That sounds
Or we
Fun.
could have a drink.
Sounds a lot better than the beams.
Wouldn't mind a shot myself. Or two.
Nothing I can do. Been outvoted. Let's go.
do as you will. But in a moment, Geralt and I must talk.
Oh.
Ooh, sounds serious. Come on, Lambert. See you in a bit, Geralt.
Alright. Sure we're in a earshot? But also, what's going on? Something wrong? What I do now? No. What's up here? It does seem like something is up.
Something not quite right?
No, nothing. I just wanted to take you aside, without cluing the others into what we're up to.
Okay.
And what are we up to?
Sneaking upstairs to make love.
Wow.
Excuse
Don't
me?
exactly mince words.
I'm too old to play the blushing bride. Unless you ask nicely. Shall we go? You can rejoin them afterwards. In an hour. Or two.
So see, here's the thing: is like, as I've said many times before, I am for the most part going to avoid these situations. As long as they don't have long-lasting plot significance when we do avoid them. And I think for the most part, I have gotten the direction from other people that is okay. You know, we're not gonna like fail some quest or change the outcome of any major events by foregoing such situations. But ultimately, you know, this is not really why we're playing the game. So like, sorry, but don't get mad.
Yen, don't get mad, but
Stop. Suddenly I have an immense desire to drink.
All right. Fair enough.
So, head sorceress box your ears again?
you could say that.
Yen, we don't have glasses. You alright drinking from a mug?
I'd drink from an old boot tonight.
Okay. Yeah, so, she might not take this very well.
Perhaps instead of getting crocked in deep glum, we could do some catching up.
Okay. Eskel, how'd you get that catechin, buddy?
Eskel, that catachan we cut up together. Tell us how you nabbed him.
A catechin. Oh ho ho. Dangerous horse sons, those.
Finicky, too.
I mean, we did
Specimen
fight
in
one
question
with
only
Lambert a
meant
while
for
back,
young
did we
women
not?
from the upper classes.
That's like me.
We've no interest in your fantasies, Lambert. Whereas the vampire, even I'm curious to know how you managed.
My clan threw a masquerade ball for the city's notables to lure the vampire out of hiding. I was there too, disguised. Let me tell you, never had so much success with the ladies as I did that night.
Mixing business with pleasure? Bad idea. How dare you? Mostly worried about the vampire. How did
What
that
about
go
the
down?
vampire?
I'd made a deal with this young alchemist. She really loaded up. Fish tech, vodka, magic mushrooms.
Alright,
Went out into the
easy,
garden.
buddy.
Vampire found her and drank his fill. Fight was an afterthought.
A fairy tale on gluttony for modern times.
Alchemist come out of it all right?
Fine. Lost a bit of blood, I suppose. Hangover was the worst part. She drank nothing but pickle juice for the next month.
Oh, okay. That sounds like tons of fun. What about you, Lambert? How have you been
What
doing?
have you been up to, Lambert? Any interesting contracts before you set off in search of Carradine?
Yeah. Contract in Lan Exeter. Not to boast, but a pretty lucrative one.
Yeah. Kavir's were the goals to be made. Know how much they pay there for a drowner?
Shush, I'm talking now. So this giant was giving him trouble, attacking convoys, dragging folk off into the swamps.
And relieving himself on the highway, rendering it dreadfully slippery. You've built enough suspense. Get to the point.
Fine. Turned out it wasn't a giant, just a fat forest troll, and a
Okay.
group of bandits were ambushing the convoys.
What did you do?
Killed the bandits to keep the roads safe. Then I killed the troll. Needed its head to collect the bounty.
Oh. So, you know, kind of similar to what we were seeing earlier when we were heading up to encounter those trolls with you earlier, where you were really, really committed to fighting people, even when you don't really have to. You might have spared the troll.
Could have spared the troll.
To eat roots and sleep in roadside ditches? I needed the coin. And not a soul mourned that troll's passing.
Let's raise a mug to his memory. Least we can do.
Suppose so. Even Lambert. As for us, I mean, we have been pretty involved in this whole tracking down Siri business, but it hasn't stopped us from doing a lot of other contracts as well.
Eventful times for me recently. Kings, dragons,
Yeah, framed for
conspiracies,
killing
and
kings, dragons, slaughtering entire
Yeah, we're
royal
thrilled.
families and whatnot.
But why don't you tell us about Uma instead?
Long story. I was on Ciri's trail. Went to Velen, Skellige, Novigrad, where Dandelion needed saving again.
Again.
He get caught plowing somebody he shouldn't have been.
Right. Speaking of old friends Novigrad and plowing,
How's Triss?
Another time. I was talking about Uma.
We were talking about Uma, weren't we?
The night is young. Got time to talk about everything.
Lambert, not funny.
Fine. Conversation turned serious? Let's talk. Yen, what do you plan to do with Uma?
I said I'd tell you tomorrow.
So tell us now. It's after midnight.
Oh, got her on the technicality.
I'll subject him to the trial of grasses.
What?
Only
You'll fucking what?
I mean, so that's the stuff that Witchers undergo to become Witchers. So yeah, I'm a little bit surprised to hear that that's her plan. Especially when I don't think that anyone does that anymore. Because seems as though the general state of things is such that there are basically no more Witchers getting created, if you want to call it that. At this stage, they're basically, you know, a dying, I don't know if species is the right word, but a dying breed, so to speak. So, yeah, I don't know about that. I am also taken aback. It's not how I would have reacted myself, but, mind your manners, I suppose.
Mind your manners, Lambert.
Did you hear what?
Not gonna ask you again.
Sorry. Looking to turn him into a witcher?
Of course not. As I was about to say, I'll only apply the first half of the trial.
Also, how do you know how to do
Because
the
you want to
trial?
watch him suffer?
Stop interrupting or I will watch you suffer.
Okay.
To restore Uma's former appearance, we must first... How do I explain it?
Poacher.
Imagine a lump of clay. In order to shape it, you must first moisten it or it will crumble. The trial's initial part does just that. It opens the body to change, so to speak. Only then can the mutagens produce a Witcher.
Yeah, so like, this is kind of what I was getting at, is it'll be the first trial in years, but what are the chances Uma will survive? Because we've heard, what, the chances of survival are something like 30 or 40%? So that's not a great plan in that case, if at best it's maybe a 40% chance of success.
What are the chances Uma will survive?
Not great, but we've no choice.
Unless Vesemir can do the trick with his hemlock.
Something tells me that isn't going to work.
Might be surprised. Old man knows his stuff.
I mean, we'll see about that, but if we were to go through with Yen's plan, then it would of course be the first trial in years.
It'll be the first trial in years.
Or decades.
Decades.
I knew you'd be wary.
Wary? That's not the problem. Those secrets have been forgotten, and that's how they should stay.
Yeah.
I'd be the last to suggest you start producing hordes of witches.
You hardly need to. See, till now we had a great excuse not to take in apprentices. Seems we'll need to talk it over.
Maybe later.
What is
Who's
that
up for another
great
round?
excuse that
Oh,
you're
I
referring to?
am. But we're all out of stuff to chew on. Geralt, mind raiding the kitchen?
Not at all.
Gentlemen, pleasure drinking with you. Lambert especially. But the hour is late.
Okay.
Don't stay up long. Tomorrow's an important day.